So I just looked up Chipotle stock.
Yeah.
So I have a story that I'll get into. I used to work for Chipotle
Yes.
back in the
And
day
bless you.
when I had nothing going on.
Yeah.
You know, I had a lot of time in my life where I had nothing going on.
Yeah. I figured, why not work at Chipotle?
Chipotle stock right now is at $1,300 a share. Back when I worked at Chipotle, it was $200 a share. This was about 12 years ago.
So
that's crazy.
There's a couple of things that go on with Chipotle right now.
That's crazy.
Is that I believe that they're gonna go up in price about 30-40 cents per
order. They
order.
keep going up in price.
Right. But they're saying it's because of the higher cost in wages they're gonna be paying their employee. I'm cool with that. You know, it's like, you know,
they need to. I remember when I worked there, what was I making? I was making $8. That was like 70. That was like what, a quarter over minimum wage, making $8.50 or something like that, and barely getting 40 hours because they would rotate. They'll rotate you once you hit 30 hours. You're done for the week, right?
Yeah.
And when I was working there, man, it was tough. I worked at the one in Louisville off 35 and 121. That one was crazy busy.
I don't think I ever came across a Chipotle that didn't get busy.
This one was busy from 11 to about 2 was our 3-hour lunch rush. Wow. I don't know why, because we were right there off a huge corridor. We would always have like traveling colleges or high schools come in, and then a whole bus just unloads on us, and we got to keep we got to keep the chicken and the carne asada and the steak on the grill.
You know what annoys
the whole
me
time. Once you take it off and clean the grill, you got to put a whole row on.
You know what annoys me the most? I'm sure it probably annoyed you guys. Is that when one person comes in but has 5 orders.
Oh yeah.
God, that's a whipping.
Or if they come in at like 8:55 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
And they're wondering, well, that doesn't look fresh, lady. We're about to close.
Everything in Chipotle is pretty fresh. They don't have freezers. They have just regular
refrigerators.
You know, and I'm just talking from my time 12 years ago when I worked there.
Yeah.
About 12 years ago, and everything came in that day or the day before, and we had to prep. I mean, there's 2 hours of prep. You prep the morning, preps for the afternoon. The afternoon, evening, people prep for the next morning, and then that's how they do it. They would weigh their waste every evening.
Yeah.
They weighed how much that the end of the shift had left over, right?
Yeah.
Which was so they could get it down to a science of how much to exactly cook that particular day or how much they need to prep. That's how Chipotle is, bro. I learned a lot about running a restaurant just by working at Chipotle.
Because it's so efficient.
And everything is by hand there, man. I had to chop up pounds of jalapenos and onions and bell peppers.
Oscar would be like, jalapenos?
To make the fresh salsa and everything.
Yeah.
And you get some jalapeno juice in your eye. It's not good.
Well,
a little history on Chipotle. Did you know that McDonald's...
That's printed on their bags? No, go on.
Did you know that McDonald's was a investor originally in Chipotle?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they helped get them going. So the story is that they helped the owner... with all these restaurants. So the way Chipotle expanded so quickly is McDonald's agreed to let them put their food on all their McDonald's trucks, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they didn't have to pay for their own fleet or whatever to deliver their trucks and all this stuff. And so Chipotle, though, the situation was people started seeing McDonald's trucks in Chipotle parking lots offloading food, and Chipotle is here claiming to be organic and healthy, health conscious, all this other free range stuff, right? And there started to be a little bit of backlash because this was around the time when that guy who did the documentary Super Size Me, who ate McDonald's 3 times a day for like a month. Yeah. And so this was when McDonald's was getting a bad reputation for just being unhealthy food. So why is McDonald's and Chipotle, is it the same food? Are they getting it from the same? So there's a big thing. And then the owner of Chipotle said, we're going to buy all our shares back. We don't want to be associated with McDonald's anymore, this and that and the other. And they kind of went their separate ways, but McDonald's helped Chipotle, through piggybacking on their transportation system, their what do you call it, logistics, they helped them grow that much faster.
Isn't it weird?
By not having to pay for that extra transportation stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Chipotle I worked at, I was probably the only white boy on staff.
Oh, okay.
It was a crew of...
So how long did you, until you made manager?
I didn't make manager. The manager was white too, but he gave me no privilege.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he worked my ass even harder. I was the only white boy on staff. There might have been another. I recall there was maybe a black girl also on staff. The rest of the staff was all Spanish.
What did she look like?
Spanish and Mexican. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Oscar.
But
that's a question Oscar would ask. Anyway, go on.
But dude, I just remember this guy. He ran this place efficient, and I don't know. I think maybe he mistreated some of these workers because some of these workers were probably undocumented. This was a while ago. Do you remember when Chipotle cracked down on undocumented workers? Like the government started cracking down. There was a news story. If you Google it, you'll find it. That Chipotle, there was some type of research going on where Chipotle had like 90 or 80% of their hourly workers were undocumented workers.
Oh, wow.
And that was before this, and I kind of, when that story came out, I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. And I would see there were times where this manager guy would like be yelling and berating some of these workers in the back for like coming in just like 15 minutes late, or bringing in their family members to get a free meal and stuff. And he would feed them and stuff like that. But I was just like, man, this guy's a little out of line. I'm like, I'm not gonna, I'm new. I've only been here a few weeks. I'm not gonna say much, but that was kind of crazy. Yeah. But he ran a tight ship over there at that Louisville location, and
oh my God,
he did help a lot of. I did see a lot of the guys that were with him for a long time. He helped get them their own store.
Yeah.
He helped a couple guys get their own stores in different areas, and he tried to do that for me, but it just didn't come quick enough, and I was done working in the restaurant business at that point. I had worked in a lot of different restaurants. I had my own restaurant for about a year, and at that point, I was like, I'm sick of this shit. And I remember one summer, it was so hot in that kitchen. It was so hot outside. I walked outside. I busted open the back door to catch a nice cool breeze. The air outside was hotter than the air over the grill. And it just, it felt like I was in the middle of a boiler. Air just blasted me, and I could not get cooler. I'd come home sweaty.
Air conditioning.
I would go hang out. I would go hang out in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And just chill for like 5 minutes. It was brutal.
It was a walk-in one, right?
Yeah, it was a nice walk-in one.
That's where you set up your office.
I'd go hang out back there. I'd be like looking at the sour cream and, okay, yeah, let's get this stuff. I would take my time. I'd be like prepping, take me 5 minutes to go get something out of the refrigerator.
How much Chipotle did you get?
Oh, we would get a free meal every shift. Oh, that was probably the best part of working there.
Yeah.
Probably better than just making $8 an hour.
Yeah.
And I would customize my bowl.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. That was the best part of it. That's how you run an efficient place. You got to have a space in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You have people that do their roles. You can't have a cook do dishes too, right? You can't have a cook running food to the line, right? And a lot of these places cut corners to save $1.
Yeah.
And they try to put multiple hats on multiple people, when it would run way more efficient if you just have one person do one thing. And then if a few hours into their shift, they can change and be the dishwasher, or they can change and cut up 80 pounds of onions by hand. Things like that. That's how you run an efficient restaurant. I grew up in restaurants, so I know a little bit about restaurants and how to run them.
Chipotle needs to get their crap together.
Yeah.
Delicious food together.
Yeah, they're doing good though. $1,300 a share.
Yeah.
That's
not bad. So they can afford to pay their employees a little bit more.
That's almost like gold.
Without having to actually raise their prices.
Yeah.
As much. But I mean, 30-40 cents, that's not bad. I don't care about that. And I think the employees do deserve it.
I feel like they've raised it 30-40 cents every year for the last 6 years.
I don't think it has something.
I remember when I first used to buy burritos, I could get out of there without the chips, without anything, for under $6 back 10 years ago, right? Now I can't get out of there for under 10.
If you look it up on your phone, they're saying that the portions have actually gotten smaller.
Well, I asked for extra rice, so.
Well, I mean, like they're comparing it to like other burritos or like the ones like they said that the portion prices have gone up, but the portions have gotten smaller. So this burrito isn't as big. Because I remember getting these big burritos, probably about like this big, you know. And sure enough, my friend the other day got a burrito.
Yeah,
it just didn't look as big.
I remember the tortilla. I remember watching our rollers. The tortillas would be busting.
Yeah.
They'd have to get a new tortilla to roll it.
Yeah, that's true.
It used to be an art form to roll one of those things.
And now